Now at 10, the launch of a project bringing high-speed internet service to Oklahoma. Plus, volunteers in Joplin help residents acquire photo ID cards. And Mercy and Blue Cross Blue Shield reach a multi-year agreement to provide health care in Missouri.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Some frigid temperatures blow in from the north. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. How cold will it get? Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy joins us with a first look at the weather.
Well, it's definitely going to get cold for us tonight, but it's going to be the wind and the wind chill, which really makes a big difference. This is our first semi-Arctic front that we have seen so far this fall/winter season. Temperatures are going to tumble into lower 20s by morning, but with this front, what's going to happen is the winds are going to increase. The front's right in our northern counties right now, so we have winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. But by morning, these are going to increase to 20 to 25. So look at our wind chill factors, the way it's going to feel to your skin when you get up in the morning. 5, 6, 7, 8 degrees. So you definitely need to bundle up. And then even all day through the afternoon, our wind chill factor kind of hangs out right around 20 degrees. So it is going to be about 25 degrees colder tomorrow than what we saw today. 59 though, pretty good day, average high 51 degrees. How long will the cold stick around? We'll look at that here in a bit.
See you soon. High-speed internet's coming to some northeastern Oklahoma counties. Today, broadband expansion projects were officially launched with Bolt fiber optics. This is going to improve access to internet in Ottawa, Delaware, Mayes, and Craig counties. The launch is meant to lay the foundation for growth in remote work, telehealth, business, and academics.
We are going to be laying fiber that's going to be taking care of nearly 3,000 unserved Oklahomans in this part of the state.
Projects are funded through more than $22 million in federal grants and $5.6 million in matching funds from Bolt. A nonprofit organization in Joplin wants to help people overcome a sometimes crucial obstacle to a better life. Volunteers from the Joplin Interfaith Coalition meet every Wednesday to help residents get a photo ID as part of the Joplin Photo ID project. In the state of Missouri, a photo ID can be the gateway to anything from voting to purchasing certain items. Volunteers behind the project say the service can be for anyone in need of a photo ID.
Joplin Interfaith Coalition, with the idea that there was a real need for assistance in obtaining the photo IDs that the state requires for everything. If you want a job, if you want housing, if you want to register your children for school.
If you need a photo ID, you should know the project meets every Wednesday at the Salvation Army building on 320 East 8th Street in Joplin. Now to a big relief for many people with Anthem Insurance in Missouri. An agreement has been reached between the company and Mercy just before an important deadline. Chris Bryant has more on that last-minute deal.
Earlier this year, Mercy informed Anthem of their plans to end the contract with Anthem, where Mercy would be an in-network provider. That was scheduled to take place on January 1st, 2025. Throughout the negotiation process, both sides said the other was negotiating in bad faith while they continued to work towards a deal.
People have been agonizing. I've been getting emails and phone calls about what am I going to do? I'm not going to be able to still see Dr. Smith or go to this chemotherapy clinic. And it's really scary for people. It gives them more stress about the illness that they already have.
State Representative LaDonna Applebaum is a cancer patient who has Anthem Insurance, and her doctors are with Mercy in St. Louis.
When I learned that I was going to have to change my providers, who have been wonderful and have helped me get through a really tough time in this past year, I was frightened. I was scared.
Wednesday morning, official word from Mercy and Anthem on the new contract was released. In a joint release, the two said they had reached a new multi-year agreement providing Anthem members with continued access to affordable, high-quality care at all Mercy hospitals, outpatient care centers, and physician offices across Missouri.
Coming to that agreement is important for the overall health and healthcare system of our local area, but then it also has statewide implications as well.
Representative Stephanie Hine is the state representative for the area Mercy Springfield sits in.
I'm glad to see that it's an extended agreement, 3.5 years, so we won't be back here in the same place. But it also takes care of or addresses some of the prior authorization pieces that we've been trying to get through the General Assembly.
State representatives across the aisle are pleased to see an agreement in place as well. Republican Jamie Gregg, who represents the 140th District in Christian County, says long-term relationships with physicians can play a crucial role in maintaining continuity of care, and avoiding the disruption of having to find new doctors or insurance options is a relief for many.
It's almost like, why even bring this up? And scare the bejesus out of people, and make them go through this trauma that we've been going through the past 3 or 4 months, of wondering what's going to happen and how we're going to receive our health care and who's going to be able to provide it to us.
When reached for comment, Anthem referred to its statement in the media release, and Mercy said it would not be doing interviews this week. Branson, Missouri police today unveiled new custom-designed badges for their department. They decided to change it after they found the old badge was easily replicated and found online. That made it easy for people to impersonate officers.
So what they did is they took the design from the center of our patch and put it inside the state seal, or the outline of the state on the badge. And again, that's unique. You're not going to find any other city in Missouri, in the United States, that's going to have that same design in there. So they were able to capture the history and also capture the atmosphere of Old Town Branson.
The new badges were designed by the department's Uniform and Equipment Committee, the same team in charge of the new Branson patrol car paint. The changes were paid for by donations. A Christmas photo op with man's best friend. We have that story coming up. But up first, St. Nick makes a stop at the NICU to meet this month's early arrivals. Some families might end up spending Christmas at Joplin's Freeman Hospital. But as Anthony Saviello shows us, the big man in red is making an early visit to help bring a little joy to the tough times in these families' lives.
As holiday spirit fills the air, there's a visitor who comes just a few weeks early. In his arms lies another who arrived earlier than expected.
She was due in January, so she had to sneak in for the holidays.
Caitlin Briley's daughter, Claire, has been in the NICU for 12 days.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
She's just one of many little ones who must temporarily call the hospital their home. But it's not putting a damper on the Christmas joy.
So grateful for it, because if she had been here in January, she wouldn't have gotten to meet Santa. And if Freeman didn't do this, then I feel like the holidays would have been more sad for us.
Caitlin is no stranger to having family in the hospital.
My dad recently made it through 2 rounds of lymphoma, year-long COVID, shingles, you name it, he went through it. And he gets to be here today to see Claire, and he's super excited for her to meet Santa, and then my sister's expecting as well. So now he gets to see his 2 grandbabies.
So even though little Claire arrived early, you might say she arrived right on time. Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Certainly wish all those families well and a happy holidays. The Freeman NICU has St. Nick visit the babies every year. Santa called back to the North Pole tonight, but he didn't stop man's best friend from taking an opportunity to hop in Santa's sleigh. Pet owners captured the festive moment with their furry friends during this evening's Santa Paws event hosted by the SEK Humane Society at the Pittsburgh Meadowbrook Mall. If you missed out, well, don't worry. Santa has rescheduled his visit to find out what your fur baby really wants for Christmas this year. It was a nice night tonight for parades in Oswego, Webb City, and Columbus. Tomorrow, you can find Christmas cheer along the streets of Girard starting at 5 p.m. Fort Scott's holiday parade's at 6. The Parsons community is holding its parade at 6:30. For more information and a full list of Christmas parades in the area, visit KOAMnewsnow.com. The Holiday Tree Trail is now underway at Joplin's Mercy Park, continuing the holiday tradition with opening night celebrations. The patrons enjoyed various food and drink options from local businesses. The tree trail is open every night until 10 p.m. through December 31st. Attendees are encouraged to vote for their favorite tree by scanning the QR code next to it. Winners receive gift cards from Texas Roadhouse. A little later, lawmakers question airlines over charging customers over junk fees. That's coming up.
Plus, it gets much colder for us tonight. We're going to look at that coming up.
Change your home.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a warmer day for us today. Temperatures upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Pretty good day, unfortunately. We're going the other direction as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Great shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, temperatures right now, not that bad. We're sitting 45, 46, 47 degrees, but our front is just moving into our northern counties, so we'll see a quick drop, especially after midnight. So if we look north, Kansas City 34, Des Moines 19, 15, Sioux City 5, and Fargo. We're not going to get that cold. We're going to drop into the lower 20s. It's the wind that's really going to start to pick up. Starting to get going, north wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. In our northern counties where you start to see the blue, that is where our front is, and that's why the winds are starting to pick up. Northerly winds sustain near 10 miles per hour. But as we go through the night, we're going to have gusts 20 to 25 by the morning hours, and then they slowly calm down as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. So what does that mean for your wind chill? It starts to plummet. It's going to feel like anywhere from about 6 to 12 degrees by morning. And because our temperatures really don't warm up that much, our wind chill factor is going to be sitting mid to upper teens to lower 20s all day long on your Thursday. So bundle up if you are going to be outside. Let's go outside. Clear skies, nothing going on. Entire Central Plains looking pretty good. We have a storm system to our south, lake effect snow, not much out toward the west, meaning we are pretty calm as we go through the next few days. Let's go through time. Lower 20s to start. And all day long, we just don't warm up very much. Near freezing by noon. I think most of us, 34, 35, 36 degrees. Bella Vista, 37, 33 in Lamar. Miami, 35. Pittsburgh, up to 34 degrees. Cold night tomorrow night, dropping back near 20 once again. So a cold start on Friday, but we do rebound into the mid 40s by Friday afternoon, and then not as cold on Friday night because southerly winds will keep our temperatures up. We'll drop back right around freezing to start the weekend. 25 in the morning, 30 by noon, 32 by 4. I think our high temp right around 35 degrees. So here's our Arctic air mass. It quickly retreats as we go through the next few days. Our jet stream lifts a little bit farther toward the north. We have a weak wave to our south that could give us a few showers, trying to get in here late Sunday. But notice how storm systems now are digging out toward the west. So we get one that starts to roll in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and this is a switch into the more active part of the pattern, and then we kind of reload as we get into late next week. Of course, tomorrow night at 6, 9, and 10, we're going to be doing the winter-long forecast. 35 for us tomorrow, 47 on Friday, 55 Saturday, 56 on Sunday. Some rain Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Dow, you and I and team are going to be out ringing the bell West 7th Street for Salvation Army tomorrow. We're going to have to bundle up.
Yeah, the West 7th Street Walmart. We hope a lot of people come out and join us. Cold or not, we're going to be there, and hope a lot of people are. Thanks. And don't forget, you can be the first to know about today's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. You find it in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Canada's largest airline, Air Canada, is planning to bar carry-on bags for its lowest fare customers starting early in 2025. That's next month. Starting next month, Air Canada says basic fare passengers on trips within North America and to sunny destinations must check duffel bags, rolling suitcases, and large backpacks for a fee. The carrier will also impose a seat selection fee for its lowest tier customers in the new year. Air Canada will also reinstitute a policy of charging lower tier customers if they want to change a seat assigned at check-in. Just days after our record-breaking Thanksgiving travel season, airlines are facing growing questions from lawmakers about rising airfare costs. A bipartisan Senate panel today criticized airlines for charging so-called junk fees, which they say raise prices for customers and are pure profit for air carriers. Today's hearing comes after a Senate report released last week showed U.S. airlines made more than $12 billion on seat fees alone during the past 5 years. That includes charges for things like extra leg room or aisle seats. But executives argued they're giving customers choices while their companies face rising costs.
Our customers who prioritize affordability have the option to choose a lower fare product and in doing so, opt out of paying for additional services they do not need nor want.
Today, your airlines are paying millions of dollars to your employees to harass people who've already paid. They're there in line because they've already paid. It's unbelievable.
The committee also found lower budget airlines Spirit and Frontier paid more than $26 million in bonuses to their employees for making passengers check bags at the gate. The Biden administration has made it a priority to tackle these junk fees, and in October, a new rule was finalized that mandates automatic refunds for canceled or significantly delayed flights. Still ahead, Pitt State and Missouri Southern basketball play their first conference games of the year, and several of our local high school basketball teams receive preseason rankings. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
We're just 24 or less than 24 hours away from the start of high school basketball season in Kansas, and hope springs anew for every team at the start of a new year. But 4 of our local squads have a little bit more extra expectations that come with preseason rankings. The Kansas Basketball Coaches Association releases its preseason rankings, top 10 from each class. On the girls' side, Colgan is the #1 team in Class 2A heading into the 24-25 season. And in 3A, Girard is ranked 10th. Now, both of those CNC teams went to the state tournament in their respective classes last season. They both have to replace a strong senior class. Lady Panthers play their first game at Columbus on Friday. Lady Trojans start at Parsons that same night. On the boys' side, 2 more of our local teams are ranked inside the KBCA preseason top 10. Class 4A, Fort Scott, who was a state qualifier this past spring as well. Tigers are the #8 team in their class. Their season gets started a week from tonight at the Paola tournament. Class 2A, the Colgan boys join their girls team. They're ranked #6. You might remember the Panthers got upset by Erie in the sub-state championship last March. Well, they were ranked in the top 10 basically all year. Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern men's and women's basketball play their first conference games of the year tonight. The Lions face Rogers State in Claremore, Oklahoma. The Gorillas are down in Edmond taking on Central Oklahoma. We start with 8th-ranked Pittsburgh State women's basketball. Their opponent, Central Oklahoma, just 1-7 on the year entering this game. The Broncos put up a good fight in the first half. This was a 29-27 game at halftime. Gorillas, though, turn it on in the second. They win 76-53. It's their 7th consecutive victory. In the men's game, Gorillas come out on top as well. Final score 79-76. Now this one went down to the wire. In fact, UCO had a 3-point attempt for the tie with just 3 seconds left in regulation. That misses though, and PSU gets a road win to begin conference play. Missouri Southern transfer Avery Taggart leads all scorers with 23 points. Reigning MIAA Freshman of the Year Jordan Friesen chips in 22 and 7 assists. Now let's check in on Missouri Southern. The Lady Lions win 57-54 over Rogers State. Southern had 11 different players see the floor tonight. All 11 of them score. The Lions center, Ryan Franklin leads the way with 13 points and 8 boards. They win despite going 1 for 17 on 3-point attempts. Unfortunately, the Lions men's team can't complete the sweep. Southern falls 92-73. This was a 4-point game at halftime. Hillcats run away with it in the second 20 minutes. The loss snaps a 4-game Southern winning streak. The Lions and Gorillas will swap opponents for their next matchup. Southern plays on the road at Central Oklahoma this Sunday afternoon. 3 for 4, not too bad. Team's still kind of figuring out who they are, but you got to kind of start to hit your stride once you get into conference play like this.
Yeah, let's hope Missouri Southern men can win next.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Social work students at Pitt State are showcasing their advocacy and leadership skills through a special project. This semester, students worked on various initiatives making an impact on their community, such as gathering clothing donations and collecting food items to support people in need.
My project is called the Interactive Companion Animal Fundraiser. Over 400 individuals in the year 2023, so they go through a lot of supplies and materials, so I knew I wanted to find a way to help Safe House out. I'm a big, huge animal lover and a big advocate for local animal pounds and shelters. So I did a project where I did a donation drive for my community local pounds.
Most students we spoke to said they had personal connections to the projects they chose, all worthy projects, I'm sure. It's going to be chilly. People go to work and school in the morning.
Yeah, temperatures dropping back. Lower 20s by morning, but with the wind, we're going to have a wind chill in the upper single digits. Temperature only getting up to 35 tomorrow. 47, though, on Friday. So even though it does cool down quite a bit, it's short-lived, which is good news.
It is indeed. Final sports note.
Frontenac High School has one of its top baseball players signing to go to Neosho County Community College, so we're going to have a lot more on that tomorrow.
Look forward to that. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.